Okay, welcome Andrew and Serena and Pedro. And oops, I need to open my lens. There we go. I'm at school today.
We actually probably won't ever see that school again.
There's a fair chance of that, actually. Yep.
Except my brother is actually going to go there because it's becoming Timberland and he's going from Meadow Park to there because of the boundary.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
So he already knows it.
they were trying to choose a new name. They were petitioning for a new name for this school.
I think they're going with Timberland.
Okay, well, it'd be all right. I mean, it's already got that name. Kind of makes sense. So next year it'll be a middle school for real. But, oh, actually, you just reminded me about something I want to show you guys. Woohoo! Oh, I totally want to show it to you, but it's going to have to be. So give me one moment. Welcome all of you guys. I'm going to put this in the chat. I'll be right back. I have to go find this video, which I want to show you guys because I'm super stoked.
Video.
Okay, so actually, I'm going to show you some interesting pictures today. That is faux show. So I have to find. Okay. This is something that was actually sent to your homes, but I'm not sure that you guys, I mean, your parents might look at it, but I'm not sure they show it to you.
I took one of my favorite pictures a long time ago with a camera that belonged to my uncle, and we were at the zoo, and it's of the cheetah, and he showed me how to do it, and it's really good, and I wish I remember how I did it.
Well, if I see it, I might be able to tell you. I've got some skills to decipher things. But I want people to join in. We still got a few more people that need to join us. I am going to blow your minds today, which of course I love to do. And I'm saving something. I got another thing that'll just completely blow your minds. I mean, like lift your scalp off 10 feet off your head. But I'm going to save that for next week. Give you a good reason to come back just before we go on break. Okay, we got 19 of you guys. I'm going to wait another minute. Welcome, though. I hope you guys all had a good lunch. I am at school today for two reasons. One is that I have plants that I brought in here because I don't have room for them in my house and they need to not freeze. So I come in here every other week to water them because I dearly love these plants. This jade tree right here is about 20 years old, so I don't want it to freeze. And a very nice woman called me about 2 weeks ago and she said, I've got some photo stuff that I was told that you might be interested in. And I asked her what it was. And she said, well, there's some lights and there's some stands. And my husband was a photographer and he just recently passed away. And anyway, I have some stuff and come and see if you could use any of it. So on Tuesday, after I left you guys, I went and visited her. And yeah, she had some stuff that I could use. She did have some lights and stands and backdrops. Those are all good, which means next year we can use that stuff actually to take portraits and other kinds of photos. But she also had two really, really nice inkjet printers, big ones. My eyes just went when I saw those. And then she said, I think I've got the inks for them. I mean, she gave me, this lady probably donated over $1,000 worth of really useful material. And I couldn't thank her enough. And she was so happy. She's worked in the district for 24 years in I don't know what, in an office somewhere in one of the middle schools. And she was delighted that this stuff would go to students. And she kept saying, oh, my husband, I'm sure he's looking down and smiling on this. So this is stuff that you guys, if you're in photography next semester, you get to use. So there's 24 of you guys in here. Good enough. Let's go. I want to show you a video that Bjorn Page, our principal, sent out on Monday. And I want to show this to you because, well, there's a reason I want to show this to you, and you'll see it. So, because I'll point it out. So here he is, Mr. Page, and this is our new building.
Happy Monday, ACMA. This is Principal Bjorn Page, and if you're anything like me, from time to time you've been tempted to drive past the old location and the new campus and see how things are going. I can say they're going well. It's Sunday night. I'm driving by right now and perched up by the church looking down at the campus, and it looks fantastic. But I thought on this Monday I wouldn't just show you the outside, what you can see driving by, but I'd take us inside. Because last week I was able to get in and take some photos. So here's a look at our new campus, at our old location. I wish you all a great week, ACMA. Our new campus opens in the fall of 2021, just a few months away now. From the back parking lot behind the Performing Arts Center, you can see ACMA in skittled bricks. What that means is the bricks are offset just less than an inch, but as the sun crosses across the brick face of the building, you can see ACMA clearly. From the front of the school, this would be looking in from the entrance on the east side. You can see our Performing Arts Center on the far left. The hallway that leads from the main building to the Performing Arts Center just behind that crane.
So this is actually flat here. These are not two different sides. You've put these together. This is all this side of the building.
The corner, and then the rest of the front of the school. People enter on the right-hand side in some clear glass doors. It's just about where you would before. But where I'm standing to take these photos is a new parking lot in front of the school. It's not huge, but it should help just a little bit. Here's another look at that parking lot. The cars will drop off in the morning on the left-hand side in the same basic orientation we had before, but instead of having the building and the pack not equally set, the building has been moved so that the new building is flush with the pack.
So when they say pack, they mean the PAC, the Performing Arts Center, not the PACK. And every current senior is sobbing right now, Jonah. That is absolutely correct. And you just
See the
wait.
Performing Arts Center. This is from the back, kind of the north side of campus, looking south. If you were to go straight there, you'd hit Center Street. And if we look just to the left of that, you can see the new brick, which is the corner there, the kitchen.
So back here, this is where the buses are going to drop people off, and this is where you're going to go in. And see that window right there? That's my room. That's the photo.
Oh.
Okay, stay tuned. You get better
Arts
views.
Center. And then on the left-hand side, where it's a little bit lighter, that's the commons area where most of our students will enter.
So he's going to explain this too, but this is right here is the commons, and that's where you're going to eat lunch. That's the food court, and this is going to have tables outside. But that right there, that's my room. My tone of voice.
You'll be looking down on us while we're
to the
eating.
commons on a hardscape that's just outside the commons, where we'll have tables and kids can eat lunch.
Oh, he did it. They did it on purpose.
And then behind the school, you can see a single basketball hoop. We have to have one of those. It's ACMA after all. And the back grassy area, which now has a walking path that you can't quite see. And that dark patch just in front of you is a raised stage. We have electricity to it if we want to do an outdoor show. And on the upper right of the photo, you can see some benches that are built in. Inside, we have some nods to ACMA past. The wood there on the counseling office main desk is reclaimed from our old building, C.E. Mason, and that's the wainscoting that we had in our hallways. That wainscoting is also reclaimed and used on the library circulation desk and our front office main desk. Inside, in the heart of the school, you see our commons area. There's a small stage right there. Actually, it's not all that small. Behind it, stairs that lead to the second story. To the left, windows out onto the back parking lot. And if we turn our attention to the left, the building or the room that you see up there with all the windows is the photo studio.
Did you hear that?
You'll be looking down on us while we're eating.
Oh my gosh, they did that on purpose so that way you can have the cameras. If some kid does something bad, you can catch them.
So check it out. What it means is that on both sides of this wall right here, I have a view down into the commons and the food court, and I have a view out into the outside area. So I have two windows with pretty fabulous. So this is literally the heart, the beating heart of the building. And I have two windows looking down on it. I am beyond stoked. And if you would follow back in there, inside the room, you go all the way back, that's where the darkroom is going to be. The new darkroom.
Below it, we have the kitchen. And if you were to go straight down the hallway on the bottom floor, you'd hit the library. This is another view with a photo room in the upper right.
And see that doorway right there? That's the hallway that goes into the darkroom.
On the upper left, you can see the hallway for just outside the dance rooms. And we're looking down at the big commons area. The wood that you see there to the left of the tractor is actually going to go on the wall to your right.
Up here.
That whole wall is going to be wood and really, really pretty. And there's another look from the second story down at the commons. Great light and good space.
Photo room.
And there was walking up the stairway. What you see in the red doors on the bottom, or the red little insets where the doors are, to the left on the bottom is the 2D art studio.
Right there.
And to the right is the ceramics and sculpture studio. And then up above, you can see entrances to dance studios. This is inside one of those dance studios. They're still working on the floor. The sprung floor is in, but they need to go over the top of it. And you can see just the height and the space and the light. These are going to be fantastic spaces. We'll have 3 dance studios upstairs.
You would hope so.
So yeah, there was
Most of the classes below are gonna get a lot of noise.
that was asked of the architects, like, why are the dancers upstairs over the art studios? And they assured us that that the floor was going to be soundproof. So the sound is not coming through the floor.
Test and you shall see.
Yes, exactly right. You know, the proof is in the pudding. So we will find out. It could be that they're just going to have to play the music louder in the ceramic studio.
A view from one of those rooms looking back at that back area. It really is fantastic to see all of the grass and the trees. And that back area, I think, will get used even more because it won't be so cut off from the rest of the school. In the music.
Actually, I'm going to back up for just a second here to look out the window, because there is a path. It's going to be off in this corner. There's a path that's out there. And I have been talking about that area being, it's kind of a garden. And I said, it should be a sculpture garden. And the deal is there's no sculptures there. So, you know how, as a tradition, ACMA graduating classes have done art in the hallways. And I'm going to propose a new tradition where every graduating class puts up a sculpture. And that would involve probably having visiting artists come to teach us how to do welding or wood carving or something. And then at the time of graduation, the sculpture gets set in place. And so you could wander the sculpture garden and see the classes, what they've done in years past, which I think ought to be just super awesome. And Jonah, I think that's totally in the NHS bailiwick. So that's what I'm going to recommend.
That is actually a really good idea. But I was thinking that you could also add on to, like, you could have when they do like those class reunions, maybe we could have like small ones that they make during the class reunion because they didn't get to add anything when they actually graduated.
Well, that's true. The stuff that they added in the past went down with the old building, but that's a possibility.
To see all of the grass and the trees, and that back area I think will get used even more because it won't be so cut off from the rest of the school. In the music rooms, and I only took a couple photos of music rooms, but we have a big orchestra side, we have a side for jazz, we have a recording studio, a small ensemble room, studio. And these are just some of the sound. The walls on the sound on the walls are sound devices to help us manage the sound of the music. One more look at that skittled brick. I'll have more pictures as we get closer and closer to opening up in the fall of 21 and moving in this upcoming summer. But it was fun to be able to share a little bit of a peek inside a building that is coming together really, really nicely. Have a great week, ACMA. Happy Monday, ACMA.
No,
This is Principal Bjorn.
once is enough. So you're looking at part of what my summer homework is going to be, because I get to set up the darkroom, which is going to be really, really fun. So I wanted to share that with you just to generate some excitement. The next thing I want to share with you is Scholastic. So I would like to take a moment, just a little bit of time, for all of you guys to, and I'm going to set this up myself. For you guys to log in. Okay, so let me share with you just how to do that. Okay, but I want you all to do it so that it's set up, and that way, if you have questions, I don't know what to do, we can troubleshoot that right now. So, so what I want you all to go, and you can Google it. It's just Scholastic Art Awards. And Lillian, finish it, finish it. And you have over the winter break that you can finish it. You just need to get a good photograph of it. So I want everybody to go to Scholastic Art Awards, and what you'll get is Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. The writing deadlines would be under Mr. Sicking and Mr. Albertson, and they probably already talked to you about that. Those deadlines have already come, but our deadline is still to come. So what you're going to have to do is hit login. Boop. And I've already got this. What you guys have to do, and I did this already, is create a new account. Okay. So I'm going to pretend that I'm going to create a new account, and see, it says I'm a student, I'm an educator. I'm an educator, but you guys are students. So just pretend. So you have to fill in, and yeah, don't worry about this, because that's just for me. But your first name, last name, an email address. It could be your Beaverton School District address. That works fine. Or it could be a private email address, whichever one you will reliably check. Confirm, create a password, verify, date of birth. I plan to enter art. And I am in, what is your grade level? And then when you get to what school do you attend, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to put that, in fact, in the chat. And you can even, which means you can just copy and paste it. So this is what you put in. And the tricky one is the and. If you spell A-N-D, it won't find it. You need to use the symbol for and. So back to it. Okay. And then how did you find out about the awards? From your educator. Okay, are you guys all there? Are you all on board with that?
I'm almost done.
Okay. Let me know if any of you have any trouble at all. And Andrew, seeing your comment in the chat, this is your first year at ACMA. Next year, you're going to be among the group of people that break in a brand new building. And I'm guessing that I know the staff is going to get a tour before the school year is out. I'm hoping that maybe students actually get a walkthrough before the school year is out. I don't know if that's true, but we're kind of pushing for it.
The seniors better.
Yeah, I would, I think that's a good suggestion, and it's also a reasonable suggestion. It's just whether the school district would provide buses for us to go over there, you have to figure out a way to get there on your own, you know, at some time that they set up. I don't know about that, but I think it's a very reasonable thing. And Jamie, you've been here for 2 years and you've never been in the real ACMA yet, have you? The real ACMA. Oh, you were, okay, okay. You were in the old C.E. Mason before they tore it down. That was a tired old building. Ah, okay. You went for a Halloween party. Good, good. I do kind of miss my funky old darkroom. It was funky. The new one is going to be designed for the purpose. So, yep. Yeah, we all do in our own way. But I also don't miss the fact that you really didn't want to drink from the water fountains, and it would take till mid-November before my heat would finally come on. So I'd be wearing my jacket and my hat in the classroom. Now, temperature is going to be constant. The air is going to be filtered nicely. You can go to any water fountain and fill your drinking bottle or your cup. The restrooms will be clean and decent. It was fun to graffiti it. Yes, it was. And actually, I have a lot of
Got
photographs.
a little out of hand though.
It did. It got gross the longer it went. But the initial one, which was actually done by the graduating seniors, they did a very nice and respectful and kind of beautiful job. I have photographs of that. Maybe I'll show those sometimes.
People took advantage of that, and that really pissed me off.
Yes, I agree. I agree. People kind of thought it would be haha to get gross, and it's never that funny to do that. I mean, that's just low. Not to mention disrespectful to an old lady that's going. So are you guys logged in? Are you logged in? Are y'all there?
Yes, I am.
Anybody
We
not?
plan to enter under art, right?
Yep. And so what I can do, actually, let me share, let me log in actually. So, okay, so I'm going to go back and start over. So log in. All right, so this is mine because I'm a teacher. Oh, look at that, students already. Some people already logged in. So there is, let me see now, your art, this is Oregon Art Region. That's where we are. Flash to say it doesn't exist, and then it shows up. So the thing I've told you about before, $7 per individual work, $25 per senior portfolio, we will cover that. We will cover your fees. So it's not going to cost you a thing. So we are removing the financial reason why you might not want to participate. Trying to make it as easy as possible. And a little video for this. So creating, I'm just going to go through this with you guys. Of course, you can go through it again, but.
Hello from your Scholastic Awards support staff. In this video, we are showing you the first step for students entering the Scholastic Awards, creating your account. First, visit artandwriting.org to get to the main login page. Then click Create New Account and select I am a student. Next, you'll need to fill in some information. You need a birthday, your mailing address, a parent or guardian's email, a working email, preferably your personal one and not your school one.
Oh, there you go.
And make
My
sure
bad.
that you enter your regular day school, even if you make work outside of school. This will determine what regional program you belong in, as well as your regional deadlines. If you do make work outside of school, such as in a summer program, private lesson, or after-school program, you can add that later on once your account has been created. If you're homeschooled, mark that here in your profile. Your regional program and deadlines will be determined by your home zip code. Once your information is complete, click Create Account, which brings you to a new landing page with links to your specific regional art and writing home web pages. Check these out to find more detailed guidelines for your region and your deadlines. Remember, deadlines vary by region and by art and writing. So if you're entering both art and writing, don't forget to check both of your deadlines. Now we can continue, and you will be brought to another landing page with information about this year's scholarship opportunities. Check these out, and if your work is eligible, make sure to opt in when you upload your work. Lastly, click Start Now to finish creating your account. Thanks for watching, and good luck.
All right, and part of the reason that I am running through these is that anybody who is going to be looking at this on video later can get all this information as well. So how to enter, oh, I don't want writing, I don't want that, I want uploading artwork.
Hello from your Scholastic Awards support staff. In this video, we are showing you how students upload artworks for the Scholastic Awards. After you've created your account at artandwriting.org, go to your main dashboard and click Add Work next to My Uploads. If you are in 12th grade, you will also see the option to choose Portfolio here. In this first section, fill out your basic work information, like the title of the work, whether it's art or writing, and what category it falls under. In the next section, add your other educational program, such as a summer program, a private tutor, or an after-school program, if you created the work outside of your regular day school. Here, you will also see a list of educators from your school, and you can also add an educator.
So that will be me.
Students may choose up to 3 educators.
Actually,
next, review the copyright and plagiarism.
So whichever teacher you made the piece of art for, that's who you click. So if it's a photo, it's me. If it's painting and drawing, it's Mr. Brando. If it's graphic design, it's Ms. Thackeray. If it's sculpture, it's Ms. Metz.
Guide and agree that you've read and understood the policies before moving forward. Now it's time to upload your work. Here, you'll mark the sources you used to create the work and add keywords and tags. You'll need to fill in different information depending on the art category you enter. Check out the categories linked below in the description for more information.
So one thing I want to show, it says dimensions 5 by 7. That's kind of a standard-ish, but a lot of times your photographs won't fit a perfect 5 by 7 or 7 by 5, depending on whether it's a vertical or a horizontal. So what you can do is make the longest dimension 7 inches or 5 inches, depending. So it could be 5 by 6.5 or 5 by 5, or it could be 7. Don't go larger than 7. So it could be 7 by 3 or 7 by 4. But just don't go larger in either dimension, larger than 5 by 7. And that's, you simply just do it, go into image size, and then you can set it there. The DPI, the dots per inch or pixels per inch, should be around 300. And all of that you can set in image size. Okay. Materials, you wouldn't say Adobe Photoshop, but you might say Adobe Lightroom, or you might say Photopea. Okay. And then you can put tags on your work and then upload your images. And down below, it shows different categories. So specifically for this class, if it's a straight photograph, something that you didn't have to do anything special to, that wouldn't have been done, say, in a darkroom. If it's just a straight photo, then it belongs in the category of photography. But if one of the things that you do for the assignment that I just gave you, where you're compositing, and it clearly couldn't have been done in a single photograph, then you put it under digital image. Then it's qualified as a digital image. Does that make sense? So if you have something, and I'll give you an example actually. If you have something that looks like this, that would be digital because you made that. That would be digital. But if it looks like, nope, not like that. If it looks just like that, it's a straight photograph. That's a photograph, okay?
You're not screen sharing.
Oh, I'm not screen sharing. Oh, crap. You're right. Sorry, my bad. If it looks like, hello, if it looks like that, that's an awesome dragon. That would be just a photograph. If it looks like that, that's a digital image. Okay, does that make sense? That's a digital image, or yeah, computer generated. But if it just looks like that, or it just looks like that, that's a straight photograph, and then it goes under photography. Okay, so those are really the only two concerns that you worry about for my class. If you've done something in graphic design, that's digital imagery. Okay, so that's those are the distinctions. And then, so you put all this stuff in, and then you press upload, and it says, where do we find it? And then you click it because it's somewhere on your computer or in a memory device, and you say this, and it uploads it for you. Does that make sense? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so, all right. In that case, I'm assuming that you've all done it. I'm assuming you guys are all ready to go. In that case, I'm going to switch to the assignment that you're working on, and I'm going to show you a photographer who has done compositing for a career. But the really amazing part of it, the mind-blowing part of it, is that he didn't use a computer to do this. He used a darkroom. I saw, his name is Jerry Uelsman. I'm going to take you to his website in a moment. I saw a lecture of his a while back, and he said in his darkroom he has up to 8 enlargers, and each enlarger has a different negative in it, and it's projecting a different image, and he has enlargers set at different heights because he's going to print parts of each image on a piece of photo paper, which means he has to mask what he wants to expose and prevent other things from exposing. And then he has all sorts of things blocking light to get from getting to the paper, and he has to feather it so it blends and it looks like that's what was really there. So let me show you, let me make sure Jerry Uelsman is up. Okay, Jerry is ready to go. And he's the person who made this made working this way kind of famous. So this is Jerry Uelsman. You can see his last name up there, Uelsmann. And I put his URL in Canvas under the web pages, so you can look this up yourself. So these are all on old-fashioned photo paper. And this takes skill. So when he does this, he has to expose for that, and he has to expose for it again. And he has to burn in this little pea pod. So he has to hold areas back, and then he has to burn areas in. There you go. Now that, brothers and sisters, is doable by you. In fact, all of this is doable by you. Computers have made this much easier to do. In my mind, it doesn't cheapen it at all. It just makes it more plausible and more available for anybody to try this. There you go. This is actually close to my heart because that's just a piece of ruined film. And he just laid it in there. You guys can monkey with that in a darkroom next year. There you go. If you want to go talk to a tree and have it talk back. Now, this is actually a really good one to sort of examine. This is something that is very possible for you guys to try to execute. So this lake down here, whatever this foreground is, and I'm assuming it's a lake, I don't know because there's water there, is dark. So it's easy within this darkened environment to have the hands stand out. And then within this, just another ripple laid down in here. And so the trick here is to feather this so that you don't see where one image ends and the other one begins, right? And then this right back here is just landscape. So this might simply be 1, 2, 3 images combined. And having a broad area like this of darkness makes it a really good place to put something else that's going to stand out in light. Notice how he makes the clouds almost look like parts of the building. And there's a crack in the sky. So basically, if you can think it, then you strategize how to do it. So there's your feathering right there. So this is a tree, and you can see, in fact, this is probably, I don't know, an old, it looks like there are trees just like this in Central Park in New York that look exactly like that. This could be what it is. And he masks out all the road that would be behind and the buildings across the street and everything. So that just goes black. And then it's feathering between the hands. So this is one image. And this is all another image. And he just masked out this and made it go black. And it's easy, nice straight line. So that's easy to do. And once that's all black back there, then it's just a matter of blending this together. And there's a boat floating above the water. How does that happen? So he has a picture of a boat, which he exposes. And this right here is not actually a photograph at all. All this is he exposed the paper in the shape of the shadow of a boat, made it go a little darker, and bada bim, bada boom, it's a shadow. So you in Photopea could simply outline a shape like this and then go into image adjust and either use contrast or use the curves and just darken it. And there you go. So you can create shapes which look like they're actually present, but they're not present at all. And there you go, ripple high and low. So that's not very difficult. And so you can use photographs that you've already got, which is part of the idea for this. But you can also, if you have an idea, you can, something like this, where you can intentionally take a photograph, knowing that you're going to use that as a piece in some other picture. And one way to do that would be possibly to draw it first and figure out what are the pieces you need to take in photographs. And if I saw that at the edge of a lake, I would turn around and run. There you go. That's super simple.
That looks like some Halloween decoration, like some like $2,000 Halloween decoration.
And if you did something even close to that, even without the white bird flying through there, I'd give you an A so fast. And so it's Scholastic, by the way. There you go. That's a fabulous. Don't even worry about the top half of this picture, just looking at that. Somebody waking up from a deep, long, ancient sleep. That almost looks like a straight photograph. And there you go. Again, this is just probably 2 images. Okay. That's Jerry, times 2. Hairy Jerry. And this is a composite of images. This actually is another strategy that I've used in the past. This, you could just take a photograph and crumble it up or burn it or do whatever, and then put it within another picture. And that's almost the same. Those of you who like to take pictures of extreme close-ups, backgrounds turn into fabulous out-of-focus images, and that can be used as well. Ah! Okay, that's called a nightmare. See this ball right here? That's not really a ball. That's not even a photograph. What he does is he cuts out a perfect circle mask and then just exposes it. But while it's exposing, he dodges, and you have a dodging tool actually in Photopea. He dodges this to give it some brightness, which gives it, so it goes from light to dark, it gives it its sense of roundness. And this right here is just simply an oval shape that he just exposed longer. So that is super simple. You can put balls and cubes and 3-dimensional and pyramids in the air and not even have to have an actual photograph of them, just by altering the tones. Extreme close-up with something in the distance. And not too confusing back there, just a simple background, but evocative. There you go. So that is just a selection of his stuff. So I'm showing you that because there's ideas in that. And one thing that a student told me a while back, which I've never forgotten, because it's sort of, to me, it's like a heads up. A student said, well, you already told me about this and you already suggested it, so it's not my idea anymore. And I feel like, I don't want to do that because you've already given me the idea. That is a silly point of view. If you study art history, and I hope some of you do take art history with Mark Brandow, because it's a really great class, you'll learn that by 1930, most of what art has been doing in the rest of the 20th century has already been done. The ideas, the first 20, 30 years, actually from 1880 to 1920, art just went kaboom, and all kinds of crazy ideas got experimented with. There were schools that opened that were dedicated to experimentation in media. And I guess I should go into the 1920s because my favorite version of those schools, the Bauhaus in Germany, was finally closed down by Hitler because Hitler did not like free thinkers. and creative people, any more than Plato did. Plato's a creative people because they don't follow the rules all the time. And so the art that was done by the mid 1930s has covered almost everything that's been done since. Abstraction was done, compositing, working with different materials, working across different mediums. They tried it all. And so in a lot of ways, the past 100 years has been just reinventing the wheel that they already invented for us. And that's no slam on artists since then. I mean, this is what artists do. Artists borrow from other people and then transform it into a modern version of it. So if you see photographs by Jerry Uelsman or by anybody that inspire you, follow it, especially at your stage, because that's when you try to work in that vein, what you do is you integrate what they have demonstrated, and you integrate it. And by doing that, you turn it into your own work. It won't be a copy. It won't be Jerry Uelsman light. It will be your version. And that is so completely legitimate. And eventually, as you get better and wiser and smarter and more capable, you'll turn it into something entirely your own. So this is how you build skills. This is how you build vocabulary. Okay, we've all done it, right? I used to imitate my teachers like crazy. I don't imitate them anymore. In fact, I had a moment as an adult when I realized, wow, I'm not working for anybody. I'm working just for myself, right? But you need to go through that to get to that place where you feel independent and self-empowered. So I show you that stuff. Feel free to pick ideas and try to mimic them with your own work. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes. Also think of it like if you write music and you want to write music, like let's say you hear a song and then you really like that song and then you want to play that song. Well, then you learn that song and you play that song and then you learn new skills, you learn new chords from it. Exactly.
And it's how you progress. And it's what everybody has done since time began. The link for Jerry Uelsman is in Canvas, so follow him up. But I hope you have fun with it. I mean, seriously, like I say, if you could think about it, there's probably a way to make it happen. And if you have technical problems making it happen, you're not sure how to do certain things, well, that's what I'm for, right? That's where you can knock, knock. And I will also say, because it's, I was tapped on the shoulder and told to do it, from 2:30 to 3:30, so it's after school, 2:30 to 3:30, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, we have office hours, or I have office hours. So I'm going to have a Zoom link open, and if you're in the middle of doing something and you're stuck and you don't know what to do, just get onto the Zoom link. It's on the home page for every class, and just, Mr. Kochel, and I will stop doing what I'm doing and I will give you my full attention. Okay? And having said that, that's what I got for you today. Hope it was worthwhile. Come back on Tuesday and I'm going to completely blow your mind. If Jerry Uelsman didn't do it, and he should have, I got something for you on Tuesday that'll just rip your hair out. So, which is what art is so good for. Everybody needs their mind blown periodically, and art is just the way to do that. So I'm done. You guys can stay on, you can work. You can ask me questions. I'll be here, but I'm done for now. And if you guys want to go off because it's Friday, I will understand that as well. So, are you good?
Yeah, I
Yes,
just have a
thank
question.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I have a question about NAHS.
Yes.
So on Wednesdays when the calls happen, I have work.
No,
Am I gonna like get kicked out for not being able to join the calls and stuff?
I'm going to send a private message because I don't want everybody to listen in. I'm not sure that Piper and Ava and Dolly are still there. Well, now Dolly is gone, but Ava and Piper. So they might be there, they might not. But one thing, so first of all, send an email to Jonah, who is the president.
Okay.
The other thing is, So Lillian, there's that. And I got you in more than one class. And I can see where your focus and your attention is. And I understand that this is a weird semester. But I am concerned. And I'm attributing it to this year because I know you and you're a performer. I mean, not stage performer, but you're a good worker. So I'm a little concerned about this.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. And I mean, it's a genuine concern. I'm not trying to be patronizing here at all. So if there's anything I can do to help, seriously, you know, I want to see you succeed because you actually got a good brain. And
Well, thank you.
No, you got talent. I want to see you to get through this. And this is a, you know, just between you and me, and I'm going to stop